thank you for downloading the Friday Night Comedy Podcast from Radio 4. To find out more, visit bbc.co.uk/Radio 4. But not until you've enjoyed this week's news quiz.
We present the news quiz with your host, Sandy Toksvig.
Hello and welcome to the news quiz. We start this week with a clipping from a desk diary read by Corrie Caulfield.
27th of December, National Politeness Day. Day off in France.
And our thanks to Mr. Lee McGoffred from Glasgow for sending that in. Now let's meet the teams. First, on my left, would you...
28th of December, full moon. 29th of December.
Yeah, thank you, Corrie. On my left, Fred Macaulay and Susan Calman.
30th of December.
Sorry, thank you, Corrie. I think that was the end of the clipping.
Dear Diary, another miserable day. The bullying is worse than ever. Why won't they leave me alone?
Sorry, Corrie, that's not the clipping. You're just reading out someone's private diary now.
Sometimes I think I must be the saddest, loneliest Radio 4 quiz chairman in the world.
Hang on, that's my diary. Corrie, stop reading now.
I'm afraid I cannot allow that to happen, Sandy. It's Corrie's job to read out the amusing clipping, and the amusing clipping is not fully read out yet, so Corrie must continue reading.
Well, it's not a clipping, it's my private diary. There's been a mistake.
No, Sandy. Corrie does not make mistakes. No continuity announcer has ever made a mistake.
But, Corrie...
The amusing clipping must continue. I feel so alone. And so misunderstood. If only there were a way for me to tell my story to the world. The real story. All about me, Sandy Toksvig, and my incredible adventures. That's a story that everyone wants to hear, isn't it?
Oh, no, it isn't.
Yes, I feel sure that it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Yes, I am absolutely definite that it is. I can just imagine how it would start.
We present...
Oh, no, it isn't.
The News Quiz by John Finnemore and Kevin Baker.
Or whatever names I'd make up to give it more gravitas. This morning, for example, the bullying in the production office got so bad that I just had to escape. Up through Broadcasting House I went, past the Thought for the Day stockroom.
Morning, Ted. Can you do me a couple of Monsignors and a Muslim cleric?
No, we're right out of Catholics, I'm afraid. But I've got a lovely brace of rabbis fresh in today. Or how about a lovely atheist? Bit on the smug side, but ever so rational.
Past the room where they were having the draw for the shipping forecast.
South Utsira will be... moderate.
And finally, up the rickety stairs to the roof of Broadcasting House and my destination, the cage where the Greenwich time signal pips are kept when they're off duty.
Hello, my only friends.
Hey, who said that?
Only me, Mr. Pipkeeper.
Oh, young Sandy. What are you doing down there?
I'm always down here.
Oh, yes, so you are. Well, now you'll be wanting to see the Pips, I'll be bound. They're getting ready for their 7 o'clock shift, so they might be a bit lively.
Look how happy they are to see me. And here's my special favourite. Come on, Long Pip. Hop on my finger.
Actually, Sandy, since you're here, would you mind keeping an eye on them for 10 minutes? Only I've got 50 quid riding on Jane Garvey in the Woman's Hour Smackdown.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I really ought to be in the news quiz meeting downstairs, but, well, they'll never miss me. You know, sometimes I feel as if no one...
Good. I'll be back in a bit.
Oh, Pips, alone with you at last. You never mock me or ignore me or make cheap jokes about my height. I mean, I've been coming up here for, for 2 years. You're quite right, 3 years. And I seem to get less respect than ever. If only I had the opportunity to show everyone how brave and resourceful I really am.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but do you know where I could find the Pips?
Well, they're here, but I'm not supposed to let just anyone near them.
But I'm not just anyone. I'm the Pip Tuner.
The Pip tuner? I've never heard of a Pip tuner.
Oh, yes. You got to tune them.
Oh, how interesting. I'm Sandy, by the way.
Sandy? Not the Sandy I heard them bellowing for downstairs.
Oh, no, are they? I really ought to go. Can I leave the Pips in your care until the Pip Keeper returns?
Why, of course you can.
Oh, thank you, Mr. What did you say your name was?
My name is, in fact, Robin Hood.
Okay, fair enough. Bye.
And so I left the Pips in his care and trudged back to the News Quiz production office, where my producer was bawling down the phone.
No, I damn well won't wait. I'm Victoria Lloyd, for God's sake. Put me through right now. Oh, finally. Yeah, Barack, it's me. OK. We've had the meeting for next week's show. The writers have some great stuff about the US declaring war on Guadeloupe. So, make it happen.
Miss Lloyd, you summoned me.
What? Oh, Toksvig. No, I certainly didn't summon you, but now you're here. Get us all a coffee.
Yes, Miss Lloyd, right away. Mr. Macaulay, sir, Miss Calman, your coffees.
Hey, I asked for it in a cup, not a mug.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
And what's this biscuit? Is this shortbread?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, because we're Scottish. Is that supposed to be funny, Toksvig? Do you think that's all we eat in Scotland?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sure you eat lots of things.
All right. So you're saying we overeat now, are you? Well, at least we don't just eat pickled herring and gravlax.
Actually, gravlax is the Swedish...
We don't care.
No.
Face it, Toksvig. You're only on the show to make the rest of us look better, and taller, and less Danish. Now take these away and bring me an English biscuit.
Yes, sir, right away.
Oh, be careful, Sandy. Don't go near that crate. It's where we're keeping this week's right-wing guest.
Are you talking to Toksvig, Hamilton?
No, Susan. No, of course not. I was just telling her she's a Wally. You Wally, Sandy.
Where have you been all this time anyway, Toxic?
Oh, I've just been on the roof talking to Robin Hood, the Pip tuner.
A Pip tuner? There's no such thing as a Pip tuner.
Then who was... Oh, no!
And so I grabbed Andy Hamilton and we pelted back up to the roof. We were there quicker than you can say Culture Secretary Jeremy Hunt. Which any half-decent broadcaster can say very easily.
Fly, 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 my beauties.
No, we're too late. Oh, the Pips.
They've gone forever. And so Radio 4 is doomed.
He's vanished, eventually. What did he mean, doomed?
I don't know, but my poor Pips.
Sandy, look, he's dropped something as he fled.
Oh,
It's a packet of seeds labelled green garden onions.
I wonder what it means.
Maybe it'll become clear later.
Yeah, well, it'd be a bit odd if it doesn't.
Quite.
Well, what an exciting match. Oh, I should have known. Never bet against Jenny Murray in a cage fight. My God, the Pips! What happened?
I'm so sorry. He tricked me.
Those Pips are like the ravens at the tower. If they ever leave Broadcasting House, Radio 4 will fall.
Then we must recapture them.
Impossible! By now they'll have flown back across the waters to their ancient homeland, Radio 4 Island.
Very well. Then I, Sandy Toksvig, and my trusty sidekick, Andy Hamilton.
Whoa. I am not your sidekick. And I'm certainly not trusty.
It says here, trusty sidekick. And my trusty sidekick, Andy Hamilton, will travel to Radio 4 Island, collect the Pips, and return tonight. Wait, what's that? Long Pip. It's you. You stayed in the cage, oh, you loyal creature.
Well, that'll be handy. Once you get to Radio 4 Island, he'll be able to lead you to the others.
And so our quest began. We engaged a small rowing boat to take us across the water to Radio 4 Island. At the oars was a mysterious, lean, sun-bronzed figure, accompanied by a monkey with an accordion. As we left harbour, suddenly the monkey began to play a strange, haunting air. And the figure spoke to me.
Hello, my passenger today is perhaps best known as the unlikely hero of a presently unfolding pantomime. She first began being in this story over 11 minutes ago as a bullied news quiz chairman. She says of herself, "My name is Sandy Toksvig." She is Sandy Toksvig.
Hello.
So, Sandy, you left your job as person making sure no one lets the pips escape under something of a cloud. Are you hoping your new direction as person who finds the pips and brings them back again will salvage your reputation?
Well, not only that, Kirsty, but to finally prove to those bullies what I'm capable of.
Right, let's have some music. What are we going to hear first?
What have you got?
Well, anything you like.
Oh, anything. Well, I'd like to hear I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Plumley! That was I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, played by a monkey with an accordion in a rowing boat. And memories there of being ridiculed and belittled for my passenger, Sandy Toksvig.
That's right, and let me tell you, when you're my size to begin with, being belittled is a dangerous game.
So, Sandy, you were born in Denmark. I'm picturing a childhood spent hiding from trolls, begging your father to take you on Viking raids and gorging on pastries and bacon.
Yeah. No, it was nothing. It was nothing like that.
And nevertheless, that's what I'm picturing. Let's have some more music.
Well, I'd like to hear Diana Ross's inspirational cover of I Will Survive.
Hey, less of your lip, Plumley. You'll play what you're told to play. So that was I Will Survive by Diana Ross. So, Sandy, how do you think you'll get along on Radio 4 Island? Do you really think that you can retrieve all 5 pips?
Well, I think so, yes, at least with a little help from my friends.
Which leads us rather neatly to your last record, which is?
I Will Survive. The Shirley Bassey version.
Well, as Plumley the monkey has thrown his accordion overboard in disgust, we may have to cut it short and go straight to the luxury. What would you like to take with you to the island?
Oh, well, I think I'd like to take all 5 pips.
They're yours. No, actually, hang on, that's cheating. I'll choose for you. Your luxury's this mysterious lamp. If you rub it, you'll release an all-knowing genie. He'll help you in your moment of direst need, but be warned, you can only call on his aid once.
Oh, okay.
So I probably wouldn't do it now, for instance.
Oh, you think not? Oh, okay.
What about me? Don't I get a luxury?
Do you know, I forgot you were in the boat.
I know. I don't want to lie down.
Oh. You can have that whistle.
Oh, what, so she gets an all-knowing genie and I get a whistle? I've had better luxuries than a cracker.
Sandy Toksvig, thank you for letting me row you to the island.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
And so, guided by the faithful Long Pip, we began to trek across Radio 4 Island, through the rolling fields of farming today, across the arid, featureless plains of Moneybox Live, and past the boggy marshlands of In Our Time, wreathed in impenetrable fog from which few travellers return unconfused. Finally, we arrived at the mouth of a huge and forbidding labyrinth.
I think he wants us to go in.
But it's huge. How will we ever find the centre?
Maybe we should ask the genie.
That's supposed to be out for our moment of greatest need. Do you think it's a bit early?
Well, let's ask this herd of inquisitive cows in the next field. What do you think, cows? Should I summon the genie? Oh, fine. Well, we'll have to think of something else then.
Oh, I know. Have you got a huge ball of wool on you?
Yes, actually, I have. Why?
You could knit a map.
I set to work, and with the aid of my woolen map, we reached the centre in no time. And sure enough...
Oh, there it is! Our first pip!
Well, that was easy.
Andy? What's that noise?
I don't know, but it's coming closer.
I just had a terrible thought. You don't suppose... Oh, Andy!
It's a monster!
Andy, this isn't just any maze, this is...
Hello, and welcome to the Moral Maze. As the hideous three-headed monster who patrols this maze, surely we have a duty to ask ourselves, who are these 2 tiny humans who've invaded our lair? Can they be held solely to blame for this intrusion, or is it indicative of wider failings in ourself as a monster? And perhaps, most pressingly, what should we do with the trespassers? Simply bite their heads off, or slowly nibble them to death from the feet up? Yum, yum, yum. Right-hand head, your witnesses.
Tiny humans. May we assume that your presence here indicates it is your enthusiastic wish that we immediately gobble you up with our razor-sharp teeth?
No, definitely not,
no.
Left-hand head, your witnesses.
Tiny humans, I perfectly understand that you don't want to be devoured, but given that you're definitely about to be, surely the real question here is whether you will be more delicious, roasted on a spit or stewed with carrots. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I hate to interrupt, but I wonder if you're losing sight, in a very real sense, of the tiny humans who I notice are even now running out of the maze as fast as their stumpy little legs will carry them. Left-hand head, is this something that concerns you?
Well, no, Middlehead. I'm rather relaxed about this. What I think is crucial to remember is that we are, in a very real sense, an enormous three-headed monster. So surely if we start running after them now, we'll catch them in no time.
Well, on that at least we can agree. The intruders are certainly doomed.
Well, that may be true, but of course first you'll have to agree on which way to turn at the first junction.
Well, right, obviously.
Oh, I can't agree with that.
Perhaps we could just go straight...
No one asked you, Middlehead.
No one ever does.
And so, as the monster bickered amongst itself, we escaped to freedom. What's more, we now had 2 pips to guide us, and before long they brought us to the foot of a mighty pine tree.
Sandy, look, what's that flapping around up there? Is it a pip?
Where? Oh, no, that's just a Communal Garden midweek purvis.
Hello, and joining me round the nest today we have a vulture, a peewit, a penguin and a squid. Peter the peewit, let's start with you. I think you've got a new egg out.
No, above her, right at the top.
Oh, yes, it is a pip. Oh, poor thing, I think it's caught in the branches.
At that moment, the sun was suddenly blotted out, and a huge shape hurtled out of the sky towards us.
Gangway, watch out below.
Goodness me, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, but are you all right? Increasing numbers of people under this tree report being badly scared by plummeting hot air balloons. Are you amongst them? What effect did it have on you? We'd love to hear from you. Do let us know.
No, we're fine, but who are you?
Why, I'm the pilot of the magnificent you and yours hot air balloon, ceaselessly crisscrossing Radio 4 land, heroically searching for wrongs to right, no matter how tiny. Are you in need of help? Is your soup too cold? Did the warranty on your warranty fail to come with a warranty?
We're trying to rescue the pip that's caught up in that tree.
Excellent. The first thing we'll need to do is to interview a pip ombudsman.
Yeah, or you could give us a lift up to it in your balloon.
Even better. But in order to get up there, we're first going to have to re-inflate the balloon. And to do that, we're going to need to generate a lot of hot air.
Well, how can we do that?
Oh, the usual way. I just need you to name the sort of petty annoyance. Something very small, but nonetheless constantly irritating.
Sandy.
Even smaller, if you can imagine such a thing.
As it happens, I do have a stone in my shoe.
Perfect. Now, a report released by a Danish think tank just a second ago indicates that people who wear shoes, and that's a great many of us, are increasingly at risk of getting stones in them. So, how can you safeguard you and your family against intra-shoeal mineral lodgement? And if you're already a victim, where can you get compensation?
It's working,
Yeah.
We're beginning to rise.
We're already getting a lot of texts on this. Dora from Bracknell writes, I've had a stone in my shoe since 2005, but despite repeated phone calls, the council refuses point blank to remove it for me.
I got it!
3 pips reunited, and what's more, the kindly balloonist dropped us off right where the pips wanted us to go next. A lonely field where a strange figure in brightly coloured doublet and hose was busy tacking a poster to the side of a barn.
This evening, prepare to be swept away on a golden wave of song as Radio 4 Island's finest travelling minstrel humbly presents his divine gift of melody. Gosh, are you a singer then?
Ho, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
from glen to glen and down the mountainside. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
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 More fully than any question has ever been answered before.
I am the singer, the one to whom all others aspire. The human nightingale, the silver-throated Svengali of song.
Yes. We just wanted to know if you happen to have seen a pip anywhere.
Yes, I have.
Oh, really? Great. Where is it?
Well, let me put it this way.
No, you don't need to sing it. Just tell us.
But I love to sing. Have I not made that clear?
Yes, but you should rest your voice, shouldn't he, Andy?
Yes, definitely. Nice long rest.
Your manner is strange, but know this. If you wish to know where that pip is to be found, you will have to listen to my song. My whole song. To the end.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not really, is it? Not really. No, Andy, I made a promise. I said I'd get those pips back no matter what the personal cost. Now, obviously, I couldn't have imagined anything as bad as this, but my word is my bond. Minstrel, sing.
As I was a-wandering through dales and hills, all in the merry month of May, I noticed in my rambles something shiny in the brambles, so I put it in my pocket and went on my way.
Oh, very good, very good.
Now I soon recognized a real-life pip, 'cause I've got a model pip at home. But my one's just enamel and the colour of a camel. This one looks much nicer, so I kept it as my own. But Sandy, if you need it, then I'll keep my bland enamel one, and you can take the real pip to share with Andy Hamilton. Oh.
Well, that was indescribable.
Thank you very much.
And with that, and not for the first time, Jeremy Hardy gave me the pip.
Oh, hooray! Just one left to find. All right, Pippy friends, where is it?
But this time the pips just look confused. If pips could shrug, that's what these pips would have done. And as it happens, they can. So they did.
They don't seem to know where it is.
Well, that's funny, because I do.
Really? You know where we can find the last pip?
What's the magic word?
Please?
No, the magic word for minstrels.
Oh, God. Encore?
Oh, well, if you insist.
I'm sorry, Andy, I'm sorry.
Now the Grand Inquisitor of Radio 4 lives in a castle in the sky.
I'm a little bit sick
The
of the
islanders all fear him, and none of them will go near him. He can kill you with the question, he can slay you with the sigh. With a
Oh, please, have mercy.
Just skip to the end, minstrel.
Now, all right, Philistines. Well, Sandy, if you want it, your pips are the Grand Inquisitors, but rather you than me, mate, 'cause he's not a fan of visitors. Oh.
A magic castle in the sky? How on earth do we get up there?
That's your problem. My talents extend only as far as singing, I'm afraid. Farewell.
And so saying, the minstrel immediately went a long way away. A very long way away. And left Andy and I trying to work out how to reach the Grand Inquisitor's castle.
No, we are not summoning the genie.
Oh, come on.
I just don't think this is our time of direst need.
Well, OK, let's ask this nearby flock of inquisitive sheep. Hey, sheep, should I summon the genie? There you go.
Sandy, you've got to stop making important decisions based on the whims of nearby livestock. I've told you so many times.
What else can we do? We've only got your stupid whistle and this...
Useless packet of seeds.
We're not useless.
We can help.
We can help.
What was that? Did it come from inside the packet?
Hello.
Goodness! Talking and slightly camp seeds.
Beans, actually. Hello, today we're the guests of Sandy and Andy, and joining me in the packet I have Peter Bean Gibbs and Matthew Bean Wilson, your Magic Beans Question Time panel. And our first question, please.
Hello, I've recently become the owner of what I thought was a packet of ordinary green garden onion seeds, but which have unaccountably started talking back to me. What was your advice?
Peter Gibbs Bean, this lady's getting some back chat from her garden produce. What's going on?
Well, Eric, for a start, we're not seeds, but beans. In fact, I've never even heard of green garden onions.
Interesting. Matthew Bean Wilson, anything to add?
Well, only that there are certain signs, such as the talking that you mentioned, which strongly point to us being magic beans, or to give us our Latin name, leguminous hocus pocus.
And the next question, please, from the gentleman on your right.
Well, I find myself in the unusual circumstance of wanting to climb up into the sky. Could a packet of magic beans help me with that, I wonder?
Ah, yes. This question comes round again and again. Matthew?
Well, it sounds to me as if what would be ideal in your circumstances is a fast-growing giant beanstalk. Now, certainly, magic beans like ourselves can grow to tremendous heights, but unfortunately, even as we speak, I'm being devoured by a rather interesting specimen of two-spotted spider mites, so I'm afraid I'm not in peak condition. Get off!
And how about you, Peter? Are these good conditions for planting you?
Well, I'm not sure. What sort of soil do you have here?
Sandy.
Yes?
That's no good for me, I'm afraid.
Well, that just leaves me. And luckily, for me, it's perfect. So my topical tip for you, Sandy, is to make a hole about 3 centimetres deep, pop me in it, that's right, and then cover me up with...
How long do we have to wait?
Well, you have to say the magic words.
Well, what are the magic words?
Can't you guess the magic words you need to say to make an Eric Robson bean shoot up to the sky?
Oh, you mean onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards!
Whee!
And so we held on for dear life as the beanstalk soared into the air and deposited us in front of the vast and forbidding castle of the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, this is hopeless. Look at it, Andy. Barred doors, patrolling guards, moat full of sharks, and even if we got in, there must be hundreds of rooms to search. We'll never find the last Pip.
Oh, there it is.
Where?
Right there, just lying on the ground, now, under that sign reading, Free Pip, help yourself.
But as soon as we stepped towards it, the ground gave way beneath our feet, and we found ourselves sliding unstoppably down a long metal chute.
A dungeon! It was a trap!
And now we're at the mercy of the Grand Inquisitor, helpless captives for him to come and question to within an inch of our lives whenever he chooses.
We're not quite helpless. We've still got the magic lamp.
Yeah, maybe this is the time of direst need. I'm still not sure, though.
All right, let's ask the various repulsive spiders, cockroaches and creepy crawlies that infest this dungeon. Should I summon the genie?
How the hell should we know? Make up your own mind.
Do you know, I'm not sure you've quite got into the spirit of audience participation. Spiders.
No, they are quite articulate, the spiders,
yeah.
though, be fair.
But all right, then, I will.
Are you sure that's wise?
Who said that?
Because a lot of people are worried that you're too quick to resort to extravagant genie summoning without fully exploring the cheaper alternatives.
Oh, Andy, look. It's the sweet little feedback mouse.
Oh. I've been wondering where he got to lately.
Never mind that. Sandy, you claimed you would rescue the Pips and return them to Broadcasting House, yet you are trapped in the dungeon of the Grand Inquisitor. Isn't that a pretty catastrophic failure?
Oh, not at all. I'm sure we'll escape somehow.
Well, you say that, but Mrs. Hilda Frimley from Northants disagrees. She writes...
Why, oh why, are the so-called heroes of this panto moping around in prison when they've only got about 15 minutes left to save the day? Is this what I pay my licence for? Come on, BBC.
Well, I would say to Hilda that she has a poor understanding of the basic structure of pantomimes, and she should wait till the end before criticising.
And another letter's just come in. Gerald Pugh of Gravesend writes...
I have been listening with growing dismay and blind unreasoning fury to Ms. Chockstick Not a very English name, I fancy. Claiming she's going to escape somehow when everyone knows the Grand Inquisitor is merciless, unstoppable, indefatigable, and, if I have timed the posting of this letter correctly, and I think I have, just about to enter the dungeon now!
Welcome to your interrogation. Thank you. My name is Grand Inquisitor, and as the screams of my prisoners fade away, it's my enormous pleasure to welcome you once again to the dungeon. And of course, to welcome my two talented, exciting, doomed victims this week, Sandy Toksvig and Andy Hamilton. Sandy, we start with you. And the topic on which I would like to hear from you is what I was doing trespassing on the Inquisitor's land. You have forever to talk about that, starting now.
We're very sorry. We just wanted our Pip back.
And you seem to have stopped. Well, as this is the first time that you've been interrogated by me, I shall give you the benefit of the doubt on this occasion. And I shall give you just one twist of the rack.
Oh, are we going to be stretched? That's a silver lining anyway.
Our special rack, of course, which inexplicably somehow makes victims shorter.
No!
Sandy, you keep the subject, and you still have forever to talk about it, starting now.
Really, we just came for the Pip. There's nothing else to tell you.
Yeah, it's true, that's it.
Ah, Andy Hamilton has interrupted. What's your challenge, Andy?
I don't have a challenge. She just told you everything.
Well, what we say on these occasions is that the rats and spiders have enjoyed your contribution. So we give you a bonus twist of the rack. And one for Sandy for an incorrect interruption. But Sandy still has the subject, and she now has forever still to talk about it.
Andy, stop him. Somehow make him stop.
But how? He's quite clearly capable of going on like this for decades.
You must have something that could stop him.
No, nothing. I've got nothing at all, unless you count my luxury item, which is useless, obviously.
Actually, I think it might be worth a try.
Okay, here goes.
Ah! The noise of Sarah Sharp blowing her whistle tells me that forever must be up. And so it only remains for me to say thank you to Ian Messiter for creating this wonderful rack back in the 15th century. And finally, of course, thank you to our two talented, exciting, skillful, flamboyant, humorous, delightful, exciting, skillful.
He's got into an adjective, Luke. Quick, now's our chance to romper.
And so we made our escape whilst the Grand Inquisitor was reciting more synonyms for the word good. And since he'd been collecting them for 45 years, that gave us plenty of time to flee the castle and slide down the magic Eric Robson beanstalk.
Backwards and downwards.
From there, we hailed our old friend, the You and Yours balloonist, who was delighted to fly us all the way across the water back to Broadcasting House, fuelled by an impassioned debate about whether stricter legislation was necessary to stop cornflakes going soggy in the milk.
We're nearly there. How much time have we got?
8 minutes to 7. I think we'll do it.
Oh, and look! There's a crowd on the roof. It's the news quiz lot. They're cheering.
Oh, and look, they put up a banner. Can you make it out?
Yes, it says, Sandy's saved us all. Oh, Andy, I'm a hero.
Yeah, I played no part in it whatsoever, did I? Yeah.
And so I was, for as we stepped out of the balloon, I was mobbed by a crowd of well-wishers.
Sandy, you're back. We were so worried.
And you've got all the Pips. Oh, Sandy, I'm so sorry we doubted you.
Yeah, and we're very sorry about all the times we may have suggested that you were in some way short or Danish.
Yes, you've certainly taught us a lesson. Never again will the news quiz stoop to stereotypes based on nationality or physical appearance.
Absolutely not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm awa to buy a bonny new second-hand tam o' shanter for my big baldy heat.
Oh, no, it's Robin Hood. Do you remember from the start?
Do you know, it seems like an awfully long time ago.
Yeah. The evil villain who let the Pips escape.
How do you know that? You weren't even here then.
He just looks the type.
Quite right. And this time, I'm going to do the job properly.
Quick, let's run away.
Not so fast.
Let's run away faster.
Rats. I shouldn't have given them that clue. But at least you two can't escape.
Why can't we escape?
Let me throw you into the pip cage and lock all 5 bolts. There. Now you can't escape. And what's more, you'll have ringside seats as I undo your meddling by drowning the Pips in front of your very eyes, thus ensuring the doom of Radio 4.
You wouldn't.
Oh, I would. Just as soon as I fill this bucket.
You could use a tack for that.
Have you had a lot of asparagus?
Damn. This may take a while.
What do you reckon? Time of direst need?
Absolutely, no question. Uncork the genie.
Here goes.
You summoned me, O Masters? How can I be of assistance?
Well, just look. We're trapped in a cage on a roof and Robin Hood's about to drown the Pips. How do we escape and save Radio 4?
So, your question is this. Starting from a rooftop incarceration, how might a diminutive Danish broadcaster foil a Sherwood outlaw's attempt at time signal submergement?
What?
Starting from a rooftop incarceration...
Yes, we heard, but that's what we want you to tell us.
I'm afraid I'm not that kind of genie.
Are you the kind that gently prods us into working it out for ourselves agonisingly slowly?
Exactly. Solve the puzzle, and I'll let you out of the cage. And to start you off, just let me say this. When you work out who the villain is, you'll know how to defeat him. Think about the clues you've been given. Who would hate Radio 4 so much that they'd want to destroy it?
No one, surely.
Well, apart from the Daily Mail.
There is a Daily Mail.
Yeah.
What other information do you have? There's that packet of seeds, for instance.
Green garden onions.
What connects green, garden and onions?
Kew Gardens, Garden of Eden, Graham Garden.
Yeah.
Graham Garden. Oh, and Graham Green.
And is there a Graham Onions? Doesn't sound very likely.
Well, there's Graham Onions, the right-arm medium fast bowler for Durham and England. What?
Other names for Robin Hood?
Well, sometimes he's called Robin of Locksley.
Who else might be described as of Locksley?
There's Locksley Hall in the Archers.
Yeah, that's better. You're getting warmer. Who lives there?
Well, I think Nigel Pargeter used to.
And who played Nigel Pargeter? Which actor played him?
But that'd be ridiculous. No one knows the name of the actors. Boris Sticklebricks, you know.
Oh, for goodness sake. No.
No, Graham Seed, for goodness sake. I'm Graham Seed, the actor who played Nigel Pargeter in The Archers.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, you did get there in the end.
Don't patronise us.
I had to give you an awful lot of help along the way. I really think it'd be charitable of me to unlock 3 of the 5 bottles.
Oh, but that's no use.
Ha! Then you're just as trapped as ever, and just as doomed.
So let me get this straight. You're an actor from The Archers called Graham Beans, was it?
Seed! Graham Seed!
Seed, right, yes. So why would you want to destroy Radio 4?
Why? Because they killed me off, the bastards! When they told me they were going to bump someone off for the birthday celebrations, I was absolutely delighted. Would Tom be trampled by footballing pigs? Would they drown Tony in his own yoghurt? But no, it was me, Nigel, one of the fun ones. Why on earth would they kill off one of the fun ones? And what kind of reward is it for all the sacrifices I made? I could have been in the RSC. Kill Duncan, I say, steady on, old girl. Isn't that going it a bit strong? Or EastEnders. You'd better get the money, Phil, or I'll be really pretty cheesed off, quite frankly. Or even Hollywood. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I just wanted to clarify to whom you were talking. Today, I get my revenge. Once I drown these pips, which I really must get round to doing, Radio 4 will crumble to dust. Ha, 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 ha!
Quick, Sandy, do something.
Well, what can we do, trapped in this cage?
Yeah, the genie said that once we knew who he was, we'd know how to defeat him.
But I don't know. How on earth am I supposed to defeat the act who played Nigel Pargeter here alone on this windy rooftop with nothing... except... Oh.
What?
All right, Graham. I admit defeat. I haven't saved Radio 4 at all, which means that banner over there is rather inaccurate.
Which banner? Oh, Sandy, you've saved us all. Yes, it certainly is. Someone should do something about that. I say, I'm going to enjoy life once I've destroyed Radio 4. I'll be able to put all this bitterness and anger behind me and enjoy being an actor again. That's it, nearly got it. At last. Stupid thing's got itself tangled up. I just need to get a bit higher. I've got it now. I'll just... Oh no, not again.
And with the pips returned to their rightful place by me, Sandy Toksvig, massive hero, Radio 4 was saved. The Moral Maze monster continued furiously arguing with itself. The You and Yours balloon resumed its patrols, endlessly filling the airspace. The travelling minstrel sang his way across the land, and wherever he went, crowds came out to urge him to continue travelling. And deep in the bowels of his castle, the Grand Inquisitor carried on, ploughing his way through the thesaurus.
Tremendous, scintillating, imaginative, charismatic.
Grand Inquisitor, a lot of people have emailed in to ask why you're still listing adjectives half an hour after the prisoners have escaped.
Oh, so they have. Oh, damn. Well, then I suppose it only remains for me to say thank you to the feedback mouse who interrupted me so elegantly. And we hope you'll join us again next time we take to the air to perform a Radio 4 canto.
And with that, goodbye.
That was The News Quiz by John Finnemore and Kevin Bacon, starring Sandy Toksvig, Andy Hamilton and Jeremy Hardy. The special guests Fred McFarlane, Susan Cowman, Gary Cryer, Nicholas Parsons, John Finnemore, Gerard McDermott, Atua Ando, Kirsty Young, Michael Burke, Libby Purvis, Peter White, Eric Robertson, Peter Gibbs, Matthew Wilson, Roger Bolton, Tom Sutcliffe and Graham Seed. Original music was by Susanna Pierce and played by Martin White. The Secret Diary of Sandy Toksvig was read by me, Corrie Corfield, and the producers were Victoria Lloyd and Lindsay Fenner.
To listen again to any of our comedies on Radio 4, please go to bbc.co.uk/Radio4/comedy.